Have you ever woken from a dream and felt as if you had touched something ancient inside yourself, something that didn't feel like memory or imagination, but recognition? A sense that the images were not random, that they pointed at a truth you haven't yet consciously lived or a part of yourself you don't yet know how to name. Most people assume dreams are private hallucinations, but again and again, across cultures, across centuries, across men who never met one another, we see the same dream patterns: falling, flying, being chased, losing teeth, standing unprepared for an exam, meeting a mysterious guide, facing an overwhelming storm, descending into a basement, climbing toward light. Why do men separated by geography and history dream the same symbols? The answer is not mysticism, it is depth psychology. These dreams are not random fabrications of a tired brain. They are archetypal communications from the unconscious, speaking through images older than language and logic. Jung understood this. The psyche does not merely invent, it inherits. And when life pressures the man you perform, the deeper man underneath speaks at night, trying to bring you back to yourself. Today, we explore 7 archetypal dreams men experience, not as superstition or prediction, but as inner revelations, dream patterns that arise when your psyche needs you to face something real. These dreams are not asking for interpretation so much as witnessing. They reveal hidden truths about your power, your vulnerability, your longing, your limits, your shadow, your initiation into adulthood, and your readiness to step into sovereignty. 1. What archetypal dreams actually are and what they aren't. Archetypal dreams are not cinematic entertainment. They are not fantasy novels written by your subconscious. They are psychological messages expressed in emotional metaphor. When you dream of being pursued, something in you feels pursued. When you dream of falling, something in you feels groundless. When you dream of flying, something in you senses potential or transcendence. The symbols are universal because we inherit our psychological architecture, not genetically, but through the deep continuity of human experience. What archetypal dreams are not, however, is literal prophecy. They don't ask you to panic or decode rigid symbols. They don't punish, they compensate. They balance your waking psyche by surfacing what you avoid or underdevelop. If you live with excessive control, dreams bring vulnerability. If you drown in emotion, dreams bring structure. If you deny your aggression, dreams bring threat. If you bury your longing, dreams bring intimacy. Their purpose is equilibrium. Archetypal dreams have adaptive function. They protect you from living only as a persona, the polished, coherent, organized self you present to the world. And they return you to the parts you exiled: instinct, intuition, fear, tenderness, power, grief, sexuality, creativity, spirituality. Inside those exiled parts is gold. Maturity is not the elimination of the unconscious, but the integration of it. And dreams are the bridge. 2. How archetypal dreams appear in ordinary life. Archetypal dreams do not arrive with dramatic orchestras. They show up after stressful seasons, after emotional suppression, after moral compromise, after pretending everything is fine, after striving without rest. A man wakes at 3 a.m., sweating after being chased through darkness, not because someone is hunting him in his neighborhood, but because he is running from truth in his own heart. Another wakes from a dream where he stands on a high building about to fall, not because he's physically near danger, but because he feels emotionally unstable. Another wakes from a dream where his teeth crumble, not because his dental hygiene is failing, but because something in his life is making him feel powerless, voiceless, or unable to bite into life. Someone dreams he cannot speak when he needs to, not literal muteness, but emotional suppression. Someone dreams he meets a wise figure, not superstition, but inner guidance rising from deep intuition. 3 markers tell you you're dealing with an archetypal dream. 1. It lingers in the body. 2. The emotion outweighs the storyline. 3. It feels older than your current circumstance. No shame belongs here, only curiosity. Dreams are not evidence that you are broken. They are evidence that you are alive, that your psyche cares enough to intervene when your conscious life becomes too narrow, too defended, too numbed, or too performative. 3. Origins and the boy who stayed. You did not begin life armored and rational. You arrived sensitive, instinctual, imaginative. As a boy, you dreamed constantly, not only at night, but all day. You felt freely, feared openly, loved easily, expressed without calculation. Then the world shaped you. You learned which emotions were allowed and which were punished or ignored. You learned how to win approval and avoid rejection. You learned how to appear strong, even when scared. You learned the contracts. If I am angry, I will lose love. If I cry, I will be shamed. If I need, I will be disappointed. If I ask, I will be judged. These beliefs did not vanish when you became an adult. They simply became unconscious. The boy who learned to suppress emotion did not disappear. He stayed inside, carrying the abandoned feelings. Dreams are where he appears, not as regression, but as invitation to completion. The dream of failing a test, that is the boy terrified of disappointing. The dream of hiding shame, that is the boy who learned to swallow it. The dream of running from something nameless, that is the boy who learned that vulnerability was unsafe. Before we continue, pause here. If this exploration of dreams and inner life gives you clarity or relief, if it reminds you that you are not weak for having emotions or strange for being visited by symbols you don't understand, consider subscribing to this channel. This is a place for men who are tired of performing strength and ready to inhabit it honestly, a place where depth is not mocked and growth is not shamed. If the topic of archetypal dreams and what they reveal about the self resonates, press subscribe and like this video. It helps this channel reach more men who need depth, not noise. Thank you. Back to our path. Dreams remind you that adulthood is not the exile of childhood. It is the integration of it. The boy is not trying to drag you backward. He is handing you the emotional experiences you left behind so you can move forward whole. The 7 archetypal dreams. 1. The dream of being chased. This dream arrives when you avoid an emotion, a truth, or a responsibility. The pursuer is not the threat, avoidance is. The psyche says, what you run from will run after you. This dream ends when you stop fleeing from yourself. 2. The dream of falling. This dream emerges when your ego is overextended, when you try to control too much, be everything, hold too tightly. Falling represents surrender, humility, the need to stop gripping and return to ground. It is the psyche saying, come back to earth. 3. The dream of teeth breaking or falling out. This appears when a man feels powerless, silenced, or unable to assert himself. Teeth represent bite, voice, sovereignty. This dream is not superficial anxiety. It is about potency. The psyche asks you to reclaim agency. 4. The dream of being unprepared, standing naked in public, missing an exam, showing up unready. These are dreams of exposure. They arise when you feel inadequate beneath your persona, when competence has become costume. They remind you, capability grows from humility, not performance. 5. The dream of water, floods, oceans, deep pools. Water symbolizes emotion. Calm water signals integration. Storms signal overwhelm. Drowning means suppressed feeling is rising. Swimming means you are engaging your emotional world. Water dreams ask you to feel without drowning and to resist the urge to numb. 6. The dream of a stranger who feels familiar. This is often the animus or anima, the inner opposite. For a man, a feminine dream figure frequently represents emotional life, intuition, relational longing, soul connection. A wise old man or guide represents the inner magician. These dreams appear when you're ready to grow psychologically. 7. The dream of the house or descent into the basement. A house often symbolizes the self. Rooms represent aspects of your psyche. The attic is intellect, the basement is the unconscious. Descending signals confrontation with shadow or repressed memory. These dreams reveal what you refuse to see during the day. 4. Contact without collapse. When these dreams arise, the task is not to decode them like puzzles, nor to panic. It is to witness without fleeing. Contact means recognizing, this dream reflects something in me that existed before I woke up. The reaction you feel, fear, longing, doubt, grief, is older than the moment. You don't fix it, you allow it. A mature psyche doesn't force insight. It allows truth to surface without collapsing into it. 5. Containment before expression. Containment means you can feel the emotional truth without exploding or shutting down. Anger in dreams doesn't require rage in waking life. It asks for boundaries. Grief in dreams doesn't demand paralysis. It asks for acknowledgement. Desire in dreams doesn't require impulsive action. It asks for honesty. Containment is the vessel where emotion matures instead of spills. 6. Consequences of avoidance versus integration. Avoid archetypal dreams, and you repeat their lessons in waking life. Men who ignore their inner storms create outer chaos. Men who deny fear become brittle. Men who refuse grief become numb. Men who bury longing sabotage intimacy. Men who suppress anger attract disrespect. Integration doesn't make life easier, it makes it true. And when truth enters a man's character, his backbone grows calm, his presence deepens, his relationships stabilize, his leadership becomes felt rather than performed. 7. Archetypal framing. King, warrior, magician, lover. These dreams awaken archetypes. The chase dream calls the warrior to face fear. The falling dream humbles the king, teaching grounded sovereignty. Water dreams awaken the lover, reconnecting feeling. The guide dream invites the magician, calling you toward deeper knowing. When these forces balance, the king emerges, not as dominance, but as order, clarity, blessing, humility, responsibility. 8. Responsibility and witness. Interpretation is never enough. Witnessing is the task. Let dreams reveal. Let waking life integrate. You need solitude to listen and brotherhood to endure. Depth requires privacy. Growth requires support, not isolation, not performance. Presence, not perfectly, reliably. Closing benediction. Archetypal dreams do not break you. They reunite you. They open the rooms you closed. They introduce you to yourself again. They invite you to stop pretending you are smaller than you are. Listen to them. Respect them. Let them guide you back to wholeness. Be the man who grows from inner truth. Not perfectly, reliably begin. If this exploration of archetypal dreams helped illuminate something in your inner world, if you recognized yourself here and felt less alone in your psychological journey, subscribe to the channel and like this video. It helps this work reach men who are also trying to live honestly and grow deeply. Thank you.